Hello everyone, and welcome back to Solasta Crown of the Magister. Last time we dealt with presumably some kind of ally that kind of gave us clear passage through the lower floor, and having arrived up here we now see that there are Badlands Wraiths, Badland Ghasts and Ghouls, which are a step up from the zombies and skeletons that we had fought on the lower floors. Faith kicked things off with a sneak attack. However, we've learnt that this creature is resistant to non-magical, at least piercing, but presumably slashing and bludgeoning damage. So we're going to have to work very carefully to see what we can do. Fortunately, everything is surprised, so we do get their surprise action through the first round. And with Gothic right here and these three creatures just there, I think now it is time to bust out our first fireball. So the spherical shape is a little odd, but you can see here that what would be otherwise the kind of large grid pattern, we can cast just here, and we do catch all three of these creatures within. So let's see how this goes. Okay, so we did 26 fire damage, rolling 96s. The balance for these spells is slightly different than what I expect, because I thought it was 8d6, but that's definitely 9. A lot of 1s in there, which hurts, but what we also learned is that this thing, also resistant to fire damage, which is terrifying. This thing nearly died, and that one definitely did, so we did some good work there. Not going to sparkle as a bonus action. So then we have the ghouls of further away lands. Now, we have decisions to make as Pastel. Do we cast our new favourite spell, Spirit Guardians? This will protect us in the limited area that we're in. But I think before doing that, what we want to do is cast spell as a bonus action, spiritual weapon, and pull that out here, because whilst many creatures can be resistant to elemental damages and like fire, lightning, ice or cold or whatever it might be, force damage is almost never resisted, and magic missile and spiritual weapon do force damage, which is great. In the meantime, we can still cast a cantrip with our main action, and we cannot see that target. We can see this target, so
even the dead could hear you.
they do not resist radiant damage, which is excellent. Ghouls on the other side of the room being surprised, the main foe themselves being surprised, and now we have to figure out how we want to operate with Kite, because Kite does not have great ranged options, and for spells, oh, we totally have Scorching Ray, which is something that can probably be useful here. Burning Hands, not what we need right now. Alright. So, do we attack the Badlands Ghast first and just try and get that thing dead? Or do we focus on the Wrath that looks like it's going to be the bigger problem? Let's go with the Wrath. Even if it's going to resist this fire damage.
Not say silent.
So that was fine. Not doing any of that. And that ends the first round. So back to Faith. Unfortunately, the spiritual weapon does not count as... Oh, we're still stealthy though. As I was going to say, it doesn't count as an ally for our sneak attack, but we're still stealthy, so we may well still get sneak attack. Even if they're going to resist the piercing damage.
Can't say I'm surprised.
And we are no longer hidden. This guy is going to come to us, which is kind of fine. We need to get Kite over to that side in an ideal world. As for this creature, I think the easy decision... We have all of these second level spell slots, but only Spider Climb to spend them on. So I think a second level magic missile here and just going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That went excellently. So now we just have to focus on the horde that's coming for us. I'm not sure how they're coming for us. Possibly the long way, which is fine by me. Pastel. Lacking other targets, we're just going to focus on this Ghast here. And Kite is after, so we don't need to spend anything too expensive on this. And we can get our spiritual weapon into a better position. Presuming they're going to come through here and down this staircase and then up towards us perhaps. Let's move here and have more flexibility with it. This does seem to be their preferred route. And I count 5 enemies currently in the turn order. Kite. Can we not move to here? Oh, so I guess moving through a friend's space counts as rough terrain, so we can't quite move that far through, which is a shame. But with so little health left, we might just be able to do it on ranged attacks since we get 2 of them. That's not going to do it. That's not going to do it either. Great shame. Yeah, these guys are all in the same logistical boat, which is going to line them up for us quite nicely. Not that we have any kind of spells that are going to deal with that well. Let's take one step across and engage with this melee.
You're not coming back.
Perfect. And we can cunning action dash, get ourselves through to the front of the party. Gothic. Also going to move through people. There's a lot of moving through each other's space at this time, which is a bit of a pain. But it's really fine. This ghoul is unlit, but I'm happy to spend the bolt attempting a shot.
I'll get you yet.
We learned that we do not hit on a 10. Now they're all going to start really progressing on us, I presume. And Pastel is going to dash through this space. And with the spiritual weapon, I guess we have to go all the way around the staircase to start attacking them when they get to us, but it's worth doing. They basically, something is going to get hit by the spiritual weapon on each turn as they progress by, I think. We won't take attacks of opportunity, but we will just be able to attack as things pass by us effectively. Keeping up with our ranged attacks, it's not ideal, but it's effectively free opportunities to attack before they get to the stairs. And
Like that.
very nice. When they come up the stairs, they're going to have to deal with Kite first anyway. Right, faith. Anything that we want to do amongst this stuff? Let's try some psychic damage. Yeah, not bad. Gothic. We could just blow another fireball here. They have a reasonably large amount of health left for who they are. That cone is definitely not going to quite cut it. But I don't want to go all the way back downstairs for a long rest. And so I'm going to keep that 3rd level spell slot for now. In which case, just cantrips for now. We might be able to take this guy out, which would be excellent. Yeah, that's totally worth it. Last guy at the back catching up. And now we get to start attacking stuff with spiritual weapon. Start with the guy closest to the pack. And 11 force damage is wonderful. And we can still cast a leveled spell because we've already cast spiritual weapons, so it's just reactivating on our bonus actions. But I don't think we need to spend a really expensive action. We could see if we can turn undead. They're not quite on the sphere yet, but they're definitely going to pass through it. So right now, let's just start with Sacred Flame. Kite, your not very successful archery, please. Although you did crit last time. Credit where it's due. The next one's coming right now. Yeah, every little helps. And now we really get to pop off with our melee stuff now that they're going to come back round to being in range of us, which is lovely. So, Faith, what do you fancy? Go after the... Okay, we'll go after the one we can see. It makes the save, unfortunately. Gothic, same story. We'll attack stuff that we have line of sight and light on.
A palpable hit.
And the cantrips getting more powerful is so good. The furthest away ghoul, please don't be too far away from our spiritual weapon now. Otherwise, I'm going to regret how I cast it. Yeah, unfortunately. Alright. Let's move it up. And then we'll see if we can't move it through people more efficiently next turn. But for now, cast spell. Sacred Flame. No line of sight? No lines of sight. It's because we're not on the edge. Now we have line of sight. And Kite cannot get in range of them all, unfortunately. However, we could do... We could Scorching Ray them all, but I'm going to hold off. Instead, I'm going to stand here and then simply ready, get my sword and shield out, ready a melee attack. We'll skip the smites for now.
That's battle.
And now we just have our own choke points. So, as afraid of this fight as I was, it's actually gone swimmingly. We're not going to get to there just yet. So, let's just stick with cantrips and whatnot.
I win again.
Very nice. And then Pastel. What do we fancy here? Probably just doing what we're doing, right? And Spiritual Weapon. We'll move it, but we're not going to get as much use out of it as I'd have liked. Which is a shame, but it is how it is.
No!
It's also really nice having 2 attack actions now, because it's so much more efficient getting to attack twice. And just a run-of-the-mill ghoul to finish. I don't know if we'll be able to sneak attack through it. We can try.
No quarter given.
Yep, that went great. Badlands Wraith. 13 AC, 67 HP, challenge rating 5, which makes sense because our party is now 5th level. We are looking for the Master in our quest. And let's send Faith out to do some loot collection. Armor and arrows. She does, of course, have a bag of holding. So we get a little more weight for her with her encumbrance, even though she has -1 strength, which is very nice. How about the big guy? Magnesium. Interesting. And more arrows. Not sure where we're actually going. Presumably in that general direction. It seems like most of the undead stuff did not drop anything extra. I'm just going to hop back around to this kind of first half of this area and see if there's anything that we missed.
You did that all your life.
Are we talking about Faith's wonderful acrobatics getting to it wherever it is we're trying to go? Let's just get a light source out while we do this. I learnt the hard way that... What is... Are we prone? What is happening? I guess we fell slightly on the way back down. With a torch in hand, we should be able to see traps and such as we come across them. Because we are a halfling, and halflings do not have dark vision. There's a chest. That's the kind of thing that we're looking for. Try and pick the lock. Success. 36 copper, 31 silver, 18 gold, and an amethyst worth 20 GP. Otherwise, it looks like we just have more torches. Something obvious behind this wall, but these torches and doors are not combat ready. So let's get the rest of the party, move them over to here. We did not use our turn undead or anything like that, so I don't think we need to short rest right now. The fireball really did do a number on that encounter. So we'll come round possibly the very long way. Oh, wait. I see pot. I want pot. Kite, you have the highest athletics. Can you make the climb?
Okay, you're tough.
Can indeed. Please don't be trapped. We've got 9 corrosive bolts, 9 corrosive arrows, and 2 torches. At some point... Oh, there's a chest back here as well. Try and pick the lock. Alright, Faith, are you able to get up here? Kite, can you push this off? Cannot. Alright, I'm going to do this then. Since we can cast Spider Climb with our 2nd level spell slot, and it lasts for 1 hour, and we have a real-time actual clock down here, so long as we don't do anything like identify, we actually get the full hour of Spider Climb. So Gothic is going to cast Spider Climb on Faith. And then she gains spider climb. So she can come along, try and pick this chest. 28 for a success. Copper, silver, gold, gold. A blood daffodil ingredient. Scaran powder. A hide armor. Medium. A longbow. An embroidered silk scarf. Flash arrows. 1d6 radiant damage. And a ration pouch. At some point, when we're in the safety of town and the like, I will get the party and figure out a little bit more about crafting, because it is not something that I have delved a lot into yet, and I'm sure there's lots of it to be doing and taking advantage of, especially when I'm almost certainly going to replay this game with the other backgrounds for the other quests, and to play the sorcerer class when that comes round. Knowing how to take advantage of crafting and the rest of things is going to be key when I crank up all the difficulty and saves to the foes and the like. But for right now, we seem to have made it through this area without too much fault. Fireball be damned. And who knows what we're going to find. Oh. That is very laggy. Just for a hot second. Who knows what we're going to find through this door and how many more chambers it is until we find the people that we're looking for. But until then, thank you ever so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please do consider hitting that subscribe button or liking this video. It means a lot to me. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.